The mission that led to the apprehension of Venezuela's leader, Nicolás Maduro, by American forces stands as a definitive lesson in targeted military action, carried out with utter dominance in both velocity and accuracy. The principal element tasked with this high-stakes incursion was the Army's 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, universally referred to as Delta Force. These soldiers represent the pinnacle Special Missions Unit, the premier resource the United States mobilizes for its most sensitive counter-terror operations and missions to recover hostages. Although Delta Force executed the tactical ground assault, they operated as part of a far larger and sophisticated machine. The mission's success leaned critically on the expert airborne capabilities provided by the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the legendary Night Stalkers. These aviators are educated to navigate at exceptionally low altitudes and high velocities under the cloak of total darkness, employing cutting-edge night vision systems to deposit teams into adversarial urban settings without raising alarm. The complete operational contingent was bolstered by the formidable naval power of the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, which had spent several months stationed in Caribbean waters to uphold a maritime quarantine and observe Venezuela's aerial domain. Skimming the canopy at wavetop height to elude radar systems, a formation of MH-47G Chinooks and MH-60 Blackhawks breached the Venezuelan coastline. These were not ordinary military helicopters. They represented extensively customized aircraft piloted by the Night Stalkers, crews qualified to function in environments with virtually no visibility. The MH-60s, particularly the direct-action penetrator models, acted as the armored fist of the flight. Outfitted with M134 miniguns and aerial rocket pods, these airborne fortresses established a defensive perimeter around the bigger Chinooks, prepared to demolish any ground-based opposition that jeopardized the operation's objective. The Delta Force Assault Squad was transported within the heavy-lift MH-47G Chinooks. These enormous rotary-wing aircraft serve as the indispensable freight carriers for special operations, proficient in transporting fully kitted assault teams and, vitally, retrieving them with utmost haste. While the decoy aerial bombardments persisted in drawing Venezuelan security elements toward military installations, the Chinook slid into a stationary hover above the target residential compound. The sound of the rotor blades was probably drowned out by the bedlam of the continuing detonations echoing throughout the metropolis. The implementation of this mission commenced weeks prior to the first operators setting foot on Venezuelan soil. For an extended period, American electronic warfare planes, namely the EA-18G Growlers, had been systematically disrupting Venezuelan radar and communication arrays, effectively blinding the regime's defensive grid. On the night of the raid, this electronic suppression escalated into physical turmoil. Precisely at 0200 local time, the operation ignited with a sequence of substantial, synchronized diversionary attacks. Tremendous explosions shook crucial military facilities throughout Caracas, with deliberate focus on the La Carlota military air base and the Fuerte Tiuna Army Headquarters complex. These strikes were not haphazard. They were meticulously engineered to generate widespread alarm and disarray within the upper echelons of the Venezuelan armed forces. By striking the airfield and the central military command hub in unison, U.S. strategists compelled the local regime to concentrate its vigilance and its quick response units on safeguarding these significant sites. This deliberate maneuver left the true objective, the residence where Maduro and his spouse, Celia Flores, were lodged, insufficiently guarded and open to approach. As Venezuelan troops rushed to react to the blazing airbase, the genuine offensive was unfolding in a different part of the city. Sheltered by this manufactured confusion and the overpowering din of the blasts, the Night Stalkers guided their helicopters at the level of building roofs, weaving through the intricate cityscape of Caracas. They deployed the Delta Force assault team straight onto the target. harnessing the total advantage of surprise to overpower the president's dedicated protective detail. The exchange of gunfire was severe, yet fleeting. Delta Force operatives are drilled extensively in close quarters battle, or CQB, a doctrine for interior combat that emphasizes breathtaking rapidity and aggressive action to eliminate threats before they can counter. Of critical importance, the mission's directive was to take the subject alive, not to execute him. The United States planned to deliver Maduro to stand trial for charges of narco-terrorism, which dictated that the team had to secure him breathing amidst the chaos of the firefight. The instant Maduro and Flores were conclusively identified and taken into custody, the mission pivoted immediately to the withdrawal stage. There was not a moment to spare. The assault team and their immensely high-value detainees embarked onto the hovering helicopters and ascended away from the compound. The total surface segment of the operation consumed merely minutes. Before the Venezuelan military could comprehend the actual situation or scramble fighter jets to pursue, the U.S. helicopter formation had already departed the city's outskirts, transporting the captives to an impervious location well beyond Venezuela's sovereign airspace. The swiftness of the retreat was total. By the time Vice President Tarek El-Aissami released a communique demanding verification of Maduro's condition, the deposed leader was already under American guard, being transported to confront the United States judicial apparatus. This operation demonstrated conclusively that even within a densely fortified capital city, a meticulously planned and synchronized tactical unit could successfully target the very apex of national leadership and disappear before the resultant debris had fully settled.